So what do the recent Case Shiller numbers, the total days on market here in Atlanta over the last 30 days, the number of price reductions, withdrawals, and expireds all have to do with one another and the importance of them over the next 90 days? Well, if you'd like to learn what that is, stick around and we'll be right back. If you've been paying attention to anything I've been saying over the last several weeks, I have been waiting for the upcoming Labor Day to come and go. Yes, sure, I'm looking forward to a little downtime, spending it with family, friends, loved ones. Hope you have the opportunity to do the same, and hopefully, maybe you'll use some of the information I'm getting ready to share with you because I believe that once we get past Labor Day, opportunity will be knocking over the next 90 days. And I kind of want to weave all of it together and explain why I think that is the case. And I want to start us off with the latest Case Shiller results that just came out this morning. This is August's report, which is for June data, and down at the asterisk at the bottom, just as a friendly reminder, this is really for homes that went under contract in April and May. So we really are beginning to get a clearer snapshot of what was happening in the midst of what is ordinarily a robust spring market where you see the most activity. And we all know that if you can reflect back, that April kind of was a bust. It wasn't the spring market that we had all had hoped for. And you're going to see that we saw some of the after effects of that in the data that just came out this morning. So across the United States, home prices were up in June to the tune of 1.9%, but that was down from the previous month of 2.3. So again, across the country, seeing that kind of deceleration of home values appreciating across the United States. Same was true of the 20 city composite, up 2.1% in June compared to 2.8% in May. And then Atlanta, we were only up 0.9%. And if you remember back when I was talking about this last month, we saw home prices increase on an annual basis by 1.7%. So again, a steady kind of deceleration in the home values. And as I've been doing for you and updating is kind of a graphical representation of what's been happening with appreciation here in Atlanta over the last 2+ years, going back all the way to January of 2023. So here we are down here at 0.7 or 0.9%. And you saw we at 1.7 and down at 1.9. And again, we'll see where we end up. I would not be at all surprised if we see a number come in below 0.9% for June's data, which would be reflective again of really May and April, May, and June's sales. So more to stay tuned on that. But what is the impacts though that is currently having with sellers? And again, I've got just a graph here showing you kind of this is the last year for the Case Shiller for Atlanta, and you really can see that prices have been leveling out going back to May's report, which would be for March's data results. So again, a leveling out of home values here. But again, what does that mean for sellers currently on the market, sellers that have gone under contract recently, and sellers that have successfully closed over the last 30 days? Well, just to kind of give you an eyeball side-by-side comparison, what you have here is the closed total days on market, pended total days on market, and active total days on market, and where things fall across the various categories. First row here is for all inventory, regardless of whether it was a price reduction done or not. The total days on market over the last 30 days here in Atlanta for single family residential detached, 51 days. And I've got a little asterisk there too because it's a little bit ironic. I looked back to the same time period in August of 2019 and look at that, lo and behold, 51 days was the total days on market for that same window in time. The challenge is that we still have sellers, as all of you know, that are living back in the glory days of the pandemic when it was like -3 days. So the just managing expectations just remind people that what the market we're in now is not that dissimilar to where we were 5 and 6 years ago. And so if I even look to going back to 2018 and 2019, our days on market tends to extend as we get towards the end of the summer months and go into the fall and winter months. It gets up to 65, 70 days. So I would not be at all surprised if we see the total days on market get extended and longer as we go through the remainder of 2025. But then you look at the pending total days on market for the all inventory, recently 56 days. And then if I look at it for the active, what's currently on the market for all inventory, regardless of price reduction, on 90 days. So that's a pretty significant difference. 40 days or roughly 6 more weeks market time, what's closed versus what's currently on the market. And I'll get to more of that in just a moment. Homes with a price reduction, 85 days was the total days on market for things that closed recently, which actually represented 40% of the total homes closed. So 40% of the homes closed in the last 30 days had to do a price reduction, and they were on the market for 85 days. Pendants tracking similarly, 89 days, but yet a little bit more, 44%. And so I tie that back to the Case Shiller in talking about how home prices just aren't appreciating at a great significant clip. We're talking less than 1% for the results in June that we just got information on today in the August report. And then you look at the total active homes right now that been on the market for 110 days, so over 100 days market time now. Almost half of the inventory that's currently available for sale has done a price reduction in order to try and get alignment with the market. And then I look at the homes that didn't have to do a price reduction and what is going on with them. Well, 29 days was the market time for the homes that closed, 31 days for the homes that have gone under contract, and 72 days now. So of the current inventory on the market that has not done a price reduction, they have been on the market now for over 10 weeks. So again, I still think that there's room to go here with the total number of homes that have to do a price reduction in order to be attractive to the now pickier, and they have the opportunity to be that, buyers in the marketplace. Some might be waiting on the sidelines, waiting for rates to come down. Still might be on the sidelines because of some affordability reasons. And then there are those who are actively in the market that just say, you know what? You're out of your mind, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. I'm not even going to make an offer. I'm not even going to go show the property because you are living in la la land. So, and then the last thing I have down here too with the double asterisks is just to say there are still homes selling above asking price and selling within like 14 days of going on the market. That's happening a little less than 20% now. 17% of the homes that closed recently did sell above asking price. You probably know where those homes are, probably in desirable areas, macked out from a condition standpoint and compellingly priced, are fetching above asking offers 17% of the time. But just to compare that to where we were this time last year at 21%, so we're even seeing some greater pressure on homes selling above asking price because of more inventory and everything else. So again, when you're going on listing appointments here moving forward and capitalizing on the opportunities the next 90 days has in store for us, and the reason I say those are opportunistic is because there are going to be no disruptions, at least that I can think of, that none of us can think of, that are going to be coming up, like summer vacations, long weekends, etc. Yes, I understand we had the fall breaks for school and such and so forth, but between now and Thanksgiving is the opportunity to really close out a strong second quarter, and our second half of the year rather. And along those trains of thought, I'm going to conclude with this last bit of data and facts and figures for you. And I want to talk about the current market fail rate, or those homes that came to market and were either withdrawn or expired. And this is just for the last 30 days. So looking back at the tail end of summer as we go into September here. So, and again, 6 core county area for Atlanta, single family residential detached. So I'm not even including condos and townhomes here, just single family residential detached. So 1,391 homes were withdrawn over the last 30 days. That is up 30% on the year over year if you look at the same time period, 24 versus 25. 922 homes expired just in the last 30 days, which is up 35% year over year looking at the same time period. There are currently a little over 12,000 homes currently available for sale in the greater Six-Core County area. If I factor in that these two totals added together are 2,300 plus properties that either expired or withdrawn or failed the market, failed to go under contract and eventually close, that means that 1 out of 5 homes have failed the market in the last 30 days. Likely due to a combination of either overpricing, poor condition, maybe things that just can't be overcome, like location, like backing up to a road. But at the end of the day, price overcomes all other shortfalls. But 20% of the market failed to go under contract and ultimately close. Now, of those, 25% approximately come back onto the market, whether it be with the same listing agent, maybe they get tired of the first agent and hire the second agent for the withdrawals or the expireds, but 25% of the market has come back on the market that was either withdrawn or expired. So this is where I say there's opportunity as well. So if 25% of the 2,300 roughly that failed the market came back to the market, that means that there are still 1,700 sellers who at one point in time thought it was a good idea to sell their house, put it on the market, that are out there that wanted to sell, didn't sell for whatever reason, likely again because of price, maybe poor marketing, maybe bad advice, didn't get the house in the condition. Y'all, that's 1,700 opportunities. Maybe not quite 1,700, but sure a heck of a lot more than, there was this time last year. So here's a last thought to leave with you. If there are that many sellers, 1,700 potential sellers in the market, that's opportunity sitting right underneath your nose. Now, yes, I get it that there's a lot of agents out there probably trying to call those withdrawals or call those expireds. And you know what? But here's the thing. Take it up a level. Take it up a notch. Maybe beyond just calling, how about taking advantage of all the great marketing assets and collateral that you have available to you? Put together a quick market update, whether it be through Bold Trail or FMLS or RPR or whatever your choice du jour is for putting some market information together. Put some information together. Maybe use ChatGPT to put together a little cover letter that says, hey, I saw where you were, had your home on the market and, for whatever reason, it probably didn't lead to the outcome you were hoping for, but I still believe that there's opportunity for you, and I would love the chance to sit down with you and talk about how I would go about marketing your property, how we here at Harry Norman can position the property in the best light possible to get you the outcome that you initially set out to get when you put your home on the market. So again, you want to talk about opportunity, there's 1,700 opportunities right there, in addition to the opportunity that you continually have staying in touch with your sphere, your past clients, and the like. So that's my kind of like, let's go get them after the Labor Day weekend. Let's rest, recharge, and get ready. And the next 90 days are going to, I think, be full of opportunity. I haven't even touched on mortgage rates and what happened with the Fed chair's comments on Friday and 10 basis point drops. We're going to probably see the first rate cut here in September. Powell's comments were a lot more dovish. He indicated that wouldn't be the first. There'd be many others to come behind it. That gets into the psyche of buyers. I think we get buyers off of the sidelines as we get past Labor Day. Guys, now's the time. Let's go get our fair share. Hope you have a great Memorial Labor Day weekend. Whatever it might be safe, and we will see you shortly for your next market update. Take care. Bye-bye.